Welcome back. Okay, the biggest question that I get asked when I talk to people out on the street, in the restaurant, wherever I go, at the grocery store, they know me as Michelle at Michelle Sloan Sells Homes. Okay, so I am known for, hey, you're the real estate lady, which I love that, because if you know what I do, you remember my name, you'll call me when it comes time to buy or sell a home. But, we are at the tail end of 2024. And we, as real estate agents, are looking forward to 2025. And what does that mean? Before we can look ahead, we have to look at the past. The last 4 years, 3 years since the pandemic have been up and down and up and down. So the answer to the question, if you asked me today, how's real estate? What's going on in real estate? My answer is it's a little slower than I would like. And there are a lot of reasons why the market itself is a little bit slower. And the big thing has been mortgage interest rates have been tracking up over the last 4 to 5 weeks. And we had this election that really paralyzed a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers who maybe don't have much of a mortgage left or are nursing and keeping alive their mortgage rate of 3% or less. If you have a low interest rate, when you sell your home, you're going to lose that interest rate when you move and buy another home, unless you have enough cash or equity in the home that you own right now. Again, we're looking at the past in order to predict the future. I don't really have a crystal ball. I wish I did, but I don't really have a crystal ball. But I have to try to look ahead. I see that there are so many home owners that have lived in their home for 10, 15, 20 years or more. Those are the people who I know are most likely to be selling their home in 2025. So I'm going to appeal to you, homeowners who've been living in your home for 15, 20 years or more, to give me a call now so that we can figure out what the value of your home is in today's market. You may be very much surprised, because your home may be worth a lot more than you think. But timing the market and having a strategy to sell your home at the highest price and trying to time it to hit that peak is very, very difficult. I will tell you, it's nearly impossible to time a market. Right now, I know that sellers who are putting their homes on the market 8 times out of 10 are likely to not sell in the first day or two. In the past, we have listed your home as a coming soon listing. That coming soon listing allows me to promote your home before you actually go on the market and before you actually open the door and let people inside. So with that, we're not seeing as much activity because the buyers are hesitant to jump back into the market to look. So if buyers are hesitant, sellers are hesitant, what does that mean? What do we need to do to open the floodgates? I talk to so many sellers, and they've been living in their home, let's say 20 years. And with that, they're going to say, I can't even decide where I want to go. I don't know if there's a home for me out there. I don't know if there's a home out there for me, because I'm looking online and I don't see a lot of homes on the market. Something will break. It's not going to be a bad break. It's just going to be a break that the floodgates will open up at some point. As soon as our consumer confidence comes back and everybody feels like we can start moving again. The average age of the first-time home buyer is 38 years old. That's up 3 years from just a year ago, meaning that people in their 30s are waiting longer. But we know that people in their 30s are waiting longer to get married. They're waiting longer, to move out of their parents' house because, the price of rent is high. Rent is high. Rent is going up. The cost of living is high. Everything's going up. It's harder to save money. But something is going to break. I have some information about the average age of a home buyer, not the first-time home buyer, just a buyer in general. The National Association of Realtors says the average home buyer is now 56 years old. And that's not a first-timer. That's probably someone who has already purchased a home and then is looking for that next step. An indicator that how older generations are dominating the housing market at the expense of younger buyers. Think about that. I have younger people in my in my home. My kids are 30 and 27 years old. All right. They feel as if it's going to be a really, really long time, if ever, that they're going to be able to afford to buy their own home. That to me is sad, because they don't feel like they're ever going to be able to realize that American dream that I was able to do. Now, I bought my first home, I think I was around 30 years old. I rented for a long time, had a first kid, didn't own a home, had a second kid, didn't own a home. And then finally, I think maybe it was 30 or 32 maybe, is when I purchased my first home. I went to college. I had college debt. I was working. I was moving around. My husband and I, Scott, we bounced around a little bit for job to job because he was in the radio industry. I was in the TV news business. And so we bounced around a little bit. You have to be able to be ready to settle down in order to buy a home. You have to be ready emotionally to buy a home. Emotionally is such a big deal because, and again, research shows that buying a home or selling a home is the equivalent emotionally of going through a divorce or a death in the family. Those two things, divorce and death, are not viewed as positives, right? For the most part, not a really good thing. Buying a home is supposed to be positive, but it is extremely, extremely emotional. So you have to be ready emotionally, financially, when it comes time to buy a home or sell a home. And so if you're getting to the age where you're thinking about it, it's really great for you to have a good team on your side, a team of people, a lender who you know and trust and can talk to on the phone. A local lender, I'm going to always say, is the best friend that you can make. Your real estate agent, in addition, as well, is the best friend that you can make. An experienced agent, not your brother-in-law who's only sold one house over the course of the last 3 years and only keeps their license open so just in case. Is that the best choice for you to make? And I'm not ragging on the people who only do a couple sales a year. On average, most real estate agents only sell 3 or 4 homes a year. The biggest percentage of licensed real estate agents only sell a few homes every year.
1 minute.
Now, I have in the past sold 30, 40, 50, 60 homes in the course of a year. And being in business for the last 20 years, I've sold over 700 properties. And so I'd like to think that I have the experience that you need, I have the team that you need, and the information that you need to make the best decision ever. All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to lighten things up a little bit. We're going to talk about something fun. You ready? Stay with me. My name's Michelle Sloan, and you're listening to the Sloan Sells Homes Open House.